Yeah.
Right.
Your kids. But I have. And no extra key. Just drive all the way here for that. They don't have anything like that there.
Okay, we worked it out.
Everybody's 5 minutes, well, make sure that in order. Going to the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
All right, 3.0 is roll call school board members. Everybody's present, so let's move directly into 4.0 communications and reports. Superintendent, go ahead and floor is yours.
Well, just obviously a very exciting time for everybody for welcoming back our staff tomorrow, which is just really great. Pretty excited about all of that. Everybody's working really hard to prepare for all the activities that are going to be happening this week. This summer in particular has been very, very busy. A lot of people have come in for trainings and professional development. So I just want to thank everybody that's came in and just done a wonderful job. I mean, big numbers of people giving up time in the summer to come in to get better for the kids and for our school. And so just really proud and really happy to see all of that. Talk about MTSS, talk about SEL, talk about restorative practices, talking about curriculum training and literacy. those are really big hitters. Those are the ones that are gonna make a big difference in our school. So I'm just really happy to see the turnout that we've had. Thank you to our leadership for making sure that they were prepared and trying to give that training to our staff. Kids are coming in a week. So how exciting is that? Everybody coming back to our schools. I feel like staffing wise, I feel like we're gonna be ready to go. I met with the admin team again this morning to kind of go through final details of our staff. We had a few things that we're gonna need to be creative with, but we're gonna be in plenty covered. And bus driving, we're still on paper short, but I think by the time school starts, I think we will have the people we need in place. And so, I think we'll be good there. And our kitchens are fully staffed. I think that coaching wise, I think we have everybody we need for fall sports. And so I feel pretty good about starting the school year. I think we'll be prepared. Obviously there'll be a few hiccups along the way. I expect that to happen, but I think we'll be resilient and we'll get through those and we're gonna have a great year. So I'm just super excited to have everybody back tomorrow. Look forward to introducing myself formally.
All right, why don't we just move directly on 4.1 to enrollment, if you would, just give kind of a quick update on that.
Yep, I can talk about enrollment. So good news there. Enrollment's up about 30 students from this time last year. And so that's really great news. Preschool numbers are strong too. And so, we don't count them in with our enrollment numbers, but they are also strong. So that's good. I think that when you look at class sizes, I think that, that fifth grade in particular is creeping up there a little bit, but I feel pretty confident and that we're going to be okay there. And you know how it is, we'll know more about enrollment in 2 weeks. Some of these things are going to settle in and we'll know exactly what our numbers look like, probably in a couple of weeks. And so, but for right now, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see our enrollment going up. And like I said, we'll be ready.
All right, questions on enrollment, board members? 4.2 administration and department head reports. I didn't have any. Are there any, Superintendent Hackworth?
Just to be transparent, we had a little issue over at South Point this morning. And we had a heat pump fan go out in our building and apparently that created some smoke and some electrical smells. And so there was some smoke in the building. And so the fire department was dispatched and was on scene. The building was quickly cleared and I was told by Ron that there was actually no danger of an actual fire starting. Those things are fully enclosed. And so they're built that way, but it's just one of those things where mechanical failure there. And so anyway, just thanks to our leadership over there for handling things correctly. And I'm glad it happened now and not the first day of school.
Yeah. And then let's just touch quick 4.3. Let's touch on any committee reports or the committees that have been meeting.
Yep, I can start on that, Mr. Chairman. Policy committee met last week. Yeah, a lot of meetings. Sorry. Yeah. And we went through 9 policies this time, and the committee decided to bring forth 7 of those. And then the other 2 we're gonna kind of bring back and take a look at and make sure that we didn't miss anything. And so we're bringing those forth for adoption tonight. We made a couple revisions with the discipline policy. We have that taken care of. And then the other revisions were in the internet usage policy. And so the discipline policy in particular, we added some procedures and steps in there for removing students from class, which I think is really important that we kind of dialed that in. So it fits East Grand Forks and it gives people direction. But other than that, I feel comfortable with our policies moving forward tonight. Buildings and Grounds also met last Friday, and we talked a little bit about the Family Resource Center that we have on the agenda tonight. We also talked about the softball diamonds and the need there to get some netting and some more safety precautions put in place over at CMS. We talked about storage over there to make sure we have that appropriate space for that area. And then I think that covered it. And we maybe talked a little bit about the streaming stuff, but nothing real detailed there, just brainstorming. So that was kind of what we talked about it, Buildings and Grounds. And lastly, negotiations. We met this morning with EGFEA. And so our next meeting, September 14th. We meet with the bus drivers on Wednesday for the first time, and we'll go through some introductions and just kind of setting up the structure of those meetings on Wednesday. And MSCA has also reached out to me and the negotiations committee, and we have some dates to consider for getting together with them for our first meeting. So lots going on with all the negotiations.
All right, thank you. Any questions on any of the superintendent's updates?
I got one.
Yep.
So can't remember, Health and Safety Committee or whatever met like February, March. And we kind of all agreed to turn the water fountains back on at South Point and New Heights. I just want to know if that happened.
I didn't know they were shut off, and so
They got shut off.
Yeah.
They got shut off during COVID.
Yep.
And the teachers came to us and asked to get those things turned back on. And we all agreed. I can't remember who was in there with me, but we had agreed to get those things back on. And that's been about 5-6 months now. So I just want to make sure school starting next week that those things are operational.
Yeah, I mean, unless I hear anything different from the board or my administration, I don't see any reason why we want to have those fully functional to start school in all our buildings.
Because those are a distraction if the little kids have to constantly asking to get a drink of water.
Yep.
So
Are they off?
yeah, it was New Heights and South Point.
That's the biggest one.
I don't check.
Someone check with Ron, maybe?
Yeah, I'll check with Ron in the morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anything else, board members? Otherwise, let's move on to 5.0, the consent agenda. Anybody want anything pulled from the consent? All right, I'll hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as uploaded into board book.
So moved.
Questions or discussion? All right, all those in favor of the consent agenda signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. 6.0, opportunities for citizens to speak on items not on the agenda. I had none. Superintendent Hackbarth?
I had none either, Mr. Chairman.
All right, let's move on to 7.0, to approve the agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agendas uploaded in the board book. Questions or discussion? All right, all those in favor of approving the agenda as presented signify by stating aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 8.0 district business. 8.1 is policy updates. We see we had 7 of them there, so entertaining a motion in a second, and then policy committee members, if you have anything you want to share with the rest of the board, feel free to do so.
I'll make a motion to approve the 7. agenda.
Any questions or discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor of approving the policies as updated signify by stating aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. 8.2 is to approve the dietitian nutritionist letter of intent with the Northwest Service Cooperative. So that's uploaded in the board book. I'll make a motion. All right, Superintendent Hackbarth, you want to just kind of give an overview of that?
Absolutely. So a little bit of a transitional period for us, food service. And so we are doing what we can to get a little bit of support. And so the co-op reached out to us and offered us their dietitian and nutritionist program support person. And so Amanda actually was here today. And I think things are going very well with that. And I know Carla and Amanda and Nancy have just been more hands-on with Amanda and making sure she's got everything. But in other words, we felt like we needed somebody to come in and provide some of that leadership. And I think that for the amount of money that we're paying for the service, I think we're going to get a good bang for the dollar here. And so I'm pretty satisfied with the way we have it. Again, I want to caution there'll be some bumps in the road. I mean, we've already had a couple of those speed bumps already where we realized, oh, didn't think about that. Oh, didn't know about that. But we are working through it. And I think having the co-op be part of our food service program this year will be a good thing for East Grand Forks.
Questions or discussion?
And this is just like plan the menu and things like that, is what it is.
Yep, they're helping with that, food safety. I mean, I don't know if Carla or you want to speak to it.
They are there for manufacturing, production records.
Inventory.
Sure. We don't know staffing issues, but they will guidance on what is expected. She's also gonna help us with training, we're gonna have so many hours to train, and she's able to provide all that for our staff in house. And just make sure our meal pattern situation is correct, so, we have so many of this type of food and the right cup for this level, so she can help with all those things.
This is 2 days a month, is that,
Yeah, so she's planning on doing it 2 days a month, possibly once a week, they, to start with anyway, and then, it's just for the time that they work on it, so. It's still fluctuating. And she'll be in each of the schools when she comes, she'll, do nights and watch breakfast and stuff, like watch lunch, to, and provide us some updates. She's also been talking to the kitchen managers about menus and getting their input, so it's been really great.
is there, how long is the contract?
It's right now, it's been probably.
Okay.
For a year, like, they said we have to.
Okay.
If we need to bump up services and support, I think they're open for that. So it's kind of open-ended on both sides for going up and maybe going down with the needs.
All right, any other questions or discussion? Okay, all those in favor of approving it signify by stating aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion carries. 8.3 is to approve the agreement with Polk County for Family Readiness Center site at the Senior High Center. So I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, so now we have questions and discussion, and we have some staff members that want to chat with us about it a little bit. So the floor is yours.
I'm Victoria Ramirez, and I've been with my health services for 20 years, and just did this new role of the family resource coordinator back in April. And so we're one of now 10 counties in the state that are looking at launching family resource center.
Here, I'm going to just pause you for a second. Do you want to just hit the button, make it green on
It
you?
is green.
Or just face it towards it? There we go. All right, sorry.
Great. So I did share with you what the Family Resource Center model is and what are the things that family resource centers in general are trying to accomplish. And we're trying to address like the, just strengthening families through parenting support, access and connecting families to resources, providing education on child development and building social emotional competence of children. And the biggest thing is social connections with parents and with community. There's kind of the core things that a family resource center does. I also shared with you, and I don't know if you want to maybe introduce yourself. Beth.
I'm Beth Greenwood. I worked for the county for 23 years, and I'm just here to help out if we have any questions. She's doing a great job.
So Beth has been helping me with coordinating the curriculum of the Family Resource Center, and you can see on this calendar here, this is the Crookston site. We are currently located at the Crookston Library. Just an example of the different kind of curriculum and options and events and activities that we offer for parents and families. And then I did invite Decca to come with me today as well, because Decca's been part of the core stakeholder meetings. And as we were building the Family Resource Center for Polk County. Decca, did you want to share anything?
So we just have a very important program for the families on East Grand Forks, and there is a need. And so this wheel has been sitting last 7 years since I got here, because there's a lot of needs in the community for the families. So this family center will be a hub for the kind of the community school where the resources will be easier for family when they move from East Grand Forks, instead of me taking them to the car and taking them every location. So this will be really easy location that they can get the resource. Like, let's say they want to apply for the housing or they want to apply for the county services. So this will be the hub they can come in and find the person who can communicate and who to is it. Instead of I'm a school liaison, so my job, I wear so many different hats. So, and this makes really easier for the families to and for me too. So this is really connection for all the families.
What also is like, this is the hub of all the resources in the community for public health, housing, Tri-Valley, homelessness, to food support, to cash, to medical. And it's the hub to what resources do we have and what can we connect you to? So if
a family comes in and they like have a zero food support, but the food shelf doesn't open for 2 days, we're able to connect them to get some food and the appointment to the food shelf. And we're also able to see if they're income eligible to get assistance or get emergency assistance. So we're kind of the hub to all the resources in the community. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I like to tell, community partners that we partner with is, we're not here to replace them. We're here really to connect families to
Right.
them. There's a lot of families that fall through the cracks because often they're requested to go to one place and then go to the next place and then bring the verified information here and then do this. And, for families that are really having a difficult time, it's very, stressful and, to be able to follow all the necessary steps. And we're here to help them with that so that they don't fall through the cracks. Is there any questions?
Questions, board members?
I have a question you might not be able to answer, but I'm gonna ask anyways. So you guys run it out of the Crookston Library. How much has that increased the Crookston Library's expenses since you guys have been there?
No expense increase, but, there has been, more frequency in the library.
Uh-huh.
People coming to the family service center, they go get library cards
Mhm.
and utilize the service.
Okay, so like heat, electricity, things like that haven't went up
No,
substantially or more than
no,
a
we
couple
use some
points?
sheet that, is just off inside the library, off to the side. So we have not had any issues.
And this space over here at our senior high center, is that sufficient to provide the services that you're looking to provide?
Yes, I love this space. I'm very excited. One of the unfortunate things with the library is that I don't have any space to, like, I haul things in my backpack, my resources in my car and, you know, to and from the library every day. So I'm really excited about this space to be able to have resources there readily available. And it's already a welcoming environment, lots of, child and family friendly, furniture in the space. So I really think it's amazing.
One other caveat that, so there's a contract that we're gonna vote on. It's already been vetted by the, Polk County, their attorney, and it's been vetted by the school district's attorney too. So been going back and forth. We got a motion, a second. If there's no other questions, all those in favor of, approving the agreement between Polk County and us for the Family Resource, Center site at the Senior High Center, signify by stating aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, ladies. Good luck.
Thank you.
Maybe ask
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
an update sometime in the near future, but certainly let the superintendent know as needs may arise. So we want to do everything that we can to
Yes,
partner.
thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, 8.4 is to accept donations to the school district. I'm not so sure if we have any, but we
We have a general
we
one
we have a letter, right?
Yeah.
So
and then kind of.
somebody, please. Doesn't necessarily have to be a motion in a second, but let's do it so we can identify them.
I'll read it. It's a thank you to UND for donation flowers to Central Middle School to be placed in the planters at the front entrance of the school. And also thank you to Shay's Nursery and Landscaping for filling the pots with flowers and dirt. So we just want to thank them for their support and commitment to East Grand Forks Public Schools.
So we're not going to make a motion, like I said, motion or a second. We've already accepted it in kind donation, but again, thank you to both those organizations. Let's move directly on to, well, we're at 9.0. Board member comments. Eric?
No, just excited for school to start and glad that have the buildings ready and fully staffed. So excited to see the kids back in the school.
Do we have an update on our SRO officer situation?
Yeah, I mean, an email got sent out last week, I believe. I think I shared it with the board from Chief Edlin. And so at this time, there's no changes to any of the structure, anything that we have an agreement with the city or our SRO. But I think that there would be some updates possibly coming. There may be some more discussion. We've already kind of started those, with the city, with the chief of police. And so even the county sheriff's office, I mean, we're having those discussions. And so status quo as of right now, but I expect there'll be some more ongoing discussions, and I think those will be positive in nature. And by trying to find ways for people to feel comfortable and supported.
So nothing's changed. He'll be in our schools starting day one.
As of right now,
Alright.
yep.
Other than that, let's school. I'm ready for school. Yeah.
Nothing tonight.
Amanda?
Well, I'm just sad to see some of the teachers go, that have left the district. They were good teachers and it's sad to see them go for whatever reason they went. But I am excited to start school. And are we we're keeping an eye on the fifth grade numbers because it's at 24.67.
Correct.
That's pretty high. Especially with the behavior issues with fourth grade last year. So
Yep. So Mrs. Driscoll and I are in communication and talking about things. And at this point, I think we should stay where we're at and let's reassess in a couple weeks. See who shows up.
I have no comments.
Yeah, I have none either. Welcome back to, well, I guess we won't have another meeting. School will be on, so welcome back, everybody, and enjoy the last the last week of your vacation. Girls, you want to come up and say anything? They can't see on the camera, but, you sure? All right. Okay. All right. So 10.0, the next, meeting for the Board of Education is scheduled for September 11th at 5:30. Let's talk about that real quick. Want to do 7 o'clock? We're back in school, so we want to do 5:30
or 5.
or
Great.
5.
I would do fine.
I'll leave it up to the board. What do you guys want to do?
Checking schedule.
Look at my schedule, yeah. Usually block for 5:30, but yeah, I can make changes if needed.
So
I'm good.
bottom line is night, it'll be in the PM. So let's keep it at 5:30 and then if things change, if we need to adjust, we can adjust it to.
Yep.
As of right now, next meeting, September 11th at 5:30. Okay. 11.0, somebody give me a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
Anybody want to talk about it? Questions, discussion? All right, all those in favor of adjourning, signify by